right. Okay. All right. Check, 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 check. Everyone there. Everyone there. Hello, world. Hello, world. Okay. Mm-hmm. What's up, world? Just trying to get things in order here. Duh, duh, duh. Just trying to get things in order. In order. Yeah. So tap in. Let me know if you hear. My goodness. I'm supposed to get a cut today, but my barber is apparently sick. So, um, just sending out some invites here to our live. But what up, world? Tap in if you're here. Let me know if you. I use the same joint. That's crazy. Hold on 1 second. Boom. Give myself a like. Okay. Ah. All right. Beautiful. Good job, Martin. All right. So we here. What's up, world? I go by the name of Alive. You can find me at Alive Raps. This is the Can't Focus podcast, where we focus on everything and nothing at the same time. Ooh, got a new background joint. This joint look clean. I like. I like. StreamYard did send a message that there's some type of issue with the um, and it's on your headphone. Oh, you have it? Okay. My fault, yeah. But yeah, StreamYard is having some type of issues. So if we have any glitches, if we have any problems, it might be that. We'll do our best to get everything back online as soon as possible. But what up, world? It's the Can't Focus podcast. We focus on everything and nothing at the same time. I go by the name of Alive. You can find me at Alive Raps. Let's get this rundown going. Please, if you're there, let me know. Tap in if you hear me well. Um, Let me know if you hear me well. I want to make sure that the vocals are good because sometimes I've been having some issues with the microphone. But let's get some quick reactions. Would love to get any quick reactions to how y'all are doing with this whole situation. Um, uh, we do have um, uh, uh, some details of the assassination. Um, we do have some of those. We have what is going on here? Um, okay. We do have some details of the assassination. Um, We have the situation with the Trump shooter. I'm seeing now that two have been killed, which I thought it was just one. Is I guess that I know that there was one or two others in critical condition, so I'm wondering if that was the case and there's actually more other people that have been um, found to be killed also. I'm trying to find out that information. It doesn't seem like it's fully obvious that there was more than one person that was killed. Um, um, so let me see. Okay. Oh, we got Martin here. Am I glitching?
Yo, I don't know. I don't know where Kano at. Now you on mute. I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
My bad. I had to help my dad with the cable. Never mind. I got to go back and help him with the cable.
Can you hear me, Martin?
Nah, I can.
Okay. Um, okay, let me see. Trying to get some of these things. So, um, so yeah, what are your um
Who's
we
here on the chat?
I don't yeah, tap in, y'all. Whoever's in the chat, please tap in. Let us know if you hear us. Can you see us? Is everything going good? I feel like my internet might be like kind of doing a glitching situation right now or something like that. Like it's not too good. But yeah, let us know in the chat. Also, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We appreciate all of that. All right. So, um, just trying to
Do
get.
you want to know?
Okay,
Yo,
you're.
Right.
I just had to remove.
Let's.
I just had to remove another comment
Oh nah. Where?
on the channel.
What is happening, bro? You know you got to change your life when.
I didn't do nothing crazy. This could have happened any other form of life.
Oh yeah,
Any other form of life.
yeah. That was
All
about
right.
and that was about as understandable as a Biden statement right now.
How
Well,
come we
Um,
let's.
don't have our names out no more?
oh, I must have taken that down. Give me a second. I'll do that because I took it off.
Right. Let's get started, y'all. This is the Can't Focus podcast, where we
Grrr.
focus on everything and nothing at the same bleep time.
Oh,
You just
podcast after dark, yo.
Ooh, and it's still light out too.
Cause he got shot like I got shot, but he ain't.
He ain't
Yeah,
breathing.
yeah. Many man.
This is the Can't
my
Focus
god.
podcast. We focus on everything and nothing at the same time. I go by the name of Martin Hopeful, and you can find me at Martin Hopeful.
Mm. What up, y'all? I go by the name of Alive. You can find me at Alive Raps.
It's your boy Kano at Kano Music, aka I live a crazy life.
He does. He does, and he's made it his AKA. So yeah. So let's get into things tonight, gentlemen. Um, look,
Can you
I mean, it's
can you speak into the mic?
That would be
okay.
beautiful.
I am. That's what's crazy. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, when
Damn.
you actually speak into the mic, a little bit.
You didn't see the mic, but I was speaking into it. It's just
You're not right now.
okay. I don't.
Can you turn up the game?
I turned it up last
Can
time.
you hear me?
Yeah,
You can hear me?
yeah, really well actually. Better than alive because he's not
Wow.
speaking into the mic
Or turning up the gain?
or
Wow.
turning up the game.
All right, all right, all right.
This is
So,
really bad.
can you hear me?
Yo, alive, mute. Did you mute? Okay. Martin, mute. All right. Okay, you go on mute. You go on mute. Yeah, you need to turn up the game, gang. Martin, there's a fan around you, isn't there?
Gotta stay cool. There's an air conditioner.
I hear you.
Um. Okay, you turn up the game.
Yes.
It doesn't make sense because I turned it up last time.
Ooh, that's good. That's
Wow.
good. That's good.
Now use your sexy
All
voice
right.
for us.
Oh, I got you.
Hey, hey yo.
You can't run away from it now.
Yo,
Um.
I was
Wow.
watching
Wow.
I was watching Patrick Beverly. I don't know Pat BD, the conservative dude, and he was talking about how the Secret Service that Trump got is just like women and whatever, and like DEIs and whatever. And he pulled up Google pictures of the Secret Service for Biden, and it was just dudes. And he was like, "How come he doesn't have women or gays?" And I was like, "They could be gay. Like you don't know that. Like."
All right. Well, one of the things that we could definitely talk about is the legit failure of the Secret Service in this whole assassination plot. Have
Is it a
y'all?
failure or is it a success?
Mm,
I don't get
Don't
it.
let that go over your head.
Too late.
Let
mm.
that go over your head. Listen,
Too late.
but
What is the
was it a failure or a success when Steven Spielberg let the shark go crazy in Jaws?
What
That's
are you
deep.
talking about?
You
What
get
are
it right, Martin? You
Yeah,
get
I'm with you 100%.
it. Yeah. You know, I sat here and I argue with Martin. I argue with Papo if he's here, or I don't know who he is. Um, as videos have come out, as I let time progress, I'm starting to think that maybe Donald Trump went down. He had a little blood pack from his friend Vince McMahon. Put a little bit of blood on him. Got right back up. He took a little performative arts class. I'm not buying it. It don't look like an assassination attempt no more to me. That's all I'm saying.
you falling for all that? You falling for all that?
Falling is crazy. You know who was
Yeah, falling
falling?
is
The
crazy.
president, the ex-president. He was falling.
Yeah, he was. The current one too is falls very easily.
Yeah.
Um, I disagree. I mean, I have been wondering a lot about that also. Um, but the thing is that there's so many uh other examples in the past of like the Secret Service just really dropping the ball that it's not like out of pocket for it to be the case that this happened. We could get into some of the assassination, like the plot details and stuff like that, and just the things surrounding it. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking that also, but this would have to be like some type of crazy conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of like how
and
they killed Malcolm X, right? It would have to be something like that.
yeah, it would, yeah. But the thing is that that doesn't fit this type of conspiracy. Those are two different. The people that wanted him down. So this would be a conspiracy for the people that wanted him to stay up.
I don't know. I don't know who did it. I've got my facts in order.
So
It's just, there's a video. There's a video
yeah.
where we get to count a whole 2 minutes.
Mhm.
There's been information released that the sniper dude on the roof that kills him had eyes on him for like a while before he even shot his shot.
Yeah,
So
that
like,
definitely has.
I don't know, man.
Also, I don't know if this is true, but they said that somebody, like a cop or some sort of law enforcement saw him, and the guy pointed a rifle at him, and he was like, "All right, chill."
Yeah, he was like this,
didn't say anything
like
afterwards.
this, and then the cop was like, "Hey," he was like, and the cop was like, "You're right, got it." That, you know what? I ain't mad at the cop. I ain't mad at the cop. That happened to me one time, right? I was getting into a fight with a guy over parking, and then he pulled out his gun. And I was like, "How is your parking? That's crazy. My bad."
Wait, really? He really did that?
Yeah, I was like, "What a misunderstanding."
He pulled a gun out on you, bro.
Yeah, that happened. That was.
When did this happen? Why didn't you?
Yeah, why didn't I know about this?
I was still at Baruch, so before 2018, but I didn't drive until 2016. So it's in that 2-year window.
Yo, that's insane. Of course,
yeah, he had his girl.
Like that.
He had his girl in his car too, and like this what really got me. Where I was like, "Oh, you should probably back off." Is his girl was like, "Yo, you always do this," and I was like,
"Why are you always getting mad over a parking spot? Want to kill somebody over it?"
So, share something with y'all real quick. Let me see if this will work.
So as I sympathize with that police officer, you get a rifle pointed at you. I just imagine that you like, all right.
I mean, theoretically, he may have been the reason why Trump didn't pass away. Like, it's because right after he came back, apparently he fired off the shot. So his aim might have been off because the cop came up. So I mean, obviously it's just a theory, but we're not sure.
Now there's a video though of that you can see it. They show like the line of where the bullet was and where it could have been, and Trump does like a little head tilt before. So yeah.
So
almost
this is
like someone told him to do that.
I think it's too perfect. Plus, a lot of the details of how Trump's reaction to all of this is kind of like throwing me off too. So this is a diagram basically that was released of what it looked like. Obviously, you can see here. This is where the shooter is, or where he was, and the line from him to the stage where Trump was, which is over here, is about 130 yards. Apparently, that is not that far at all for a sniper, especially if you're a sniper that was trained. Now, what's crazy to me, no, it doesn't seem like he was, which I'm going to get into like exactly who he was, his name, all that stuff in a second. But
I ain't gonna hold you. Everybody's saying that's close, and I get it. I'm not a sniper, so it probably is close. That don't look close to me. Like it don't really look that close to me.
No, it doesn't. It's not gonna look close to us. We were never trained in that way, but this isn't something. Apparently, everyone's saying this isn't something crazy. And even though he wasn't trained, he was still able to get his ear. So I mean, what does that tell you if you are trained? And like what's crazy is that Secret Service snipers are right here, like right here.
Yeah, and
so it's about the same distance.
They were already looking that way in that video.
Right, exactly. They were already looking that way. Now, apparently this goes uphill a bit. I could try and find the video of that guy that you're talking about. There was this guy who pointed him out. He spoke to BBC News. And he said that this is crazy. You could have let that go. You could have let that go. But basically, he was saying that they were outside of the rally in the area of the grass, somewhere on this hill, and they were pointing for like 2 to 4 minutes, something like that. They were pointing the dude on the roof. They saw him army crawling and everything with the gun, and they were pointing him out for like almost 5 minutes. Well, let's not speculate, 2 to 4, and pointing him out to cops. He saw Secret Service was looking in that direction. They were trying to get their attention to let them know that he was on the roof. And within a few minutes later, the shots start ringing out. One of the crazy things is that he's like, "Yo, why is Trump still speaking? Why hasn't anyone taken him off the stage? Why is this still going on? He's clearly right here. It's not like he's doing that good of a job hiding." Um, and then Angie, they could probably hear you. And then on top of, my wife is in the background yelling it was staged, not yelling, but and then obviously you have the shooter dead here. Secret Service got him within seconds after the shots started ringing out. So yeah, so they're really calling this whole thing a failure. There's a lot of people bringing up past issues with Secret Service as well. The local police had because Secret Service hasn't really done a press or anything like that. They haven't done no briefings. The head of Secret Service just released a statement, not really answering many questions at all. Because this is their thing. Something like this, they set up everything. And they worked with local police. Now, the local police out there did do like a briefing with the press, and they kept like asking the chief or whatever, like, how did this happen? Multiple shots, all that. He's like, yeah, it's kind of crazy, but that's really a question for the Secret Service. It's not really for us. So he's kind of like just throwing the ball in their court and everything. So it's a lot, but this is, I want to get y'all take on this. This is so far what's been going on in terms of what happened here.
Bruh. I mean, if it's not staged, then yeah, Secret Service did a really bad job. I mean, yeah, like I think the moment that I saw that that interview with the Trump supporter, and they all were like agreeing with him and corroborating with his story, saying like, "Yo, yeah, we pointed this guy out. I'm not even Secret Service, but we pointed him out right, like way before any shots rang out." That's crazy, bro. That's wild that the Secret Service didn't see that coming. That's a really crazy situation. That's my thought process on that. If it is staged, and you ask like, who does it benefit? I think it benefits Trump, but I also feel like there's no, and I think I said this in the last live, I don't think there's no reason that Trump needed to do this. So I feel like there's hardly a motive, because he was already up in the polls, and Sleepy Joe was already sleeping. You feel me? Like, he was wilding out. So I don't understand why he needs to do, like, if it was staged, why he needed to do this to solidify himself in this situation. But it also just seems like it's a horrible job being done protecting him. It's wild that other people saw him. Law enforcement was there and they saw him. Everything is confirmed, and yet shots still was ringing out. A bullet allegedly hit the president's ear, because we also thought it was glass. Someone said it was glass. The fact that anything is hitting the former president is wild. So I don't know.
And it's
That's my
crazy
point.
because apparently this hasn't been done since like Reagan, I believe, and I think that was like 40 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, when there wasn't no women's Secret Service.
Yeah, I think that has to be when everything went downhill, essentially.
When that woman,
I just got one word for y'all. It was a setup. It was high class
it was high
entertainment.
it was high entertainment. It was WWE.
Hey, hit a glass shatter again from the teleprompter.
Yo, this man spent how long did you spend looking at
3 seconds. That could spell Stone Cold pretty fast.
Yo, this dude, yo, you're
Nah,
hilarious.
like I don't know. I don't know if it's a setup or not, but if there's one guy in whose team would set it up and have casualties, it's Big Donnie.
Well,
Big Donnie.
well, so have you heard so Trump did an interview recently with I think the Washington Examiner. Have you heard about this? He did an interview with the Washington Examiner, and apparently he has he talked about how he rewrote his speech for the Republican convention. So apparently he rewrote his speech.
Oh, that's today, right?
Well, I don't. Yeah, it's gonna be till Thursday. It started today. It's gonna be till Thursday. I don't know. Like he announced. Well, I think he announced online his VP, which I guess we'll get into in a bit. But yeah, he rewrote his speech that I think he's gonna give on like tomorrow or Thursday, one of those days. It's supposed to be like this big. This is gonna be the speech. And it's him essentially accepting the nomination and all that. Apparently, he said that it was going to be a real, I think he said a humdinger or something like that. But he said that the entire thing had to be rewritten out of what he just experienced. And the focus on it, on the first speech, was going to be on Biden and the failures of his, of his presidency. But now apparently the focus is completely shifting toward unity. That's at least what he said.
Jesus, that's the worst, that he could possibly be the unifier of the country.
That would be insane, right? That would be insane. But yeah, apparently he said he's focusing on unity. He's not really focused on Biden anymore. He said that he kept mentioning in the interview how this was God saved him, all that stuff. Like apparently Tucker Carlson had made a statement that it's nothing that changes your perspectives, like getting shot in the face.
3 shots close range couldn't touch me. Divine intervention.
That's essentially that's exactly what it that's what yeah, I know. But that's essentially his situation, where he's claiming divine intervention. He's claiming that
my ties with Tata down in Nevada.
Papa.
But the thing is that and you wonder why it's difficult for me to do this. You're such a support. But he also apparently
woe me, Joseph. Woe me.
Yeah. Yep. He also apparently is people around him are saying that the way that he's talking and everything is like a lot more spiritual and all this stuff. Like so people are claiming these things close to him, and they're saying it's not like normal of him at all. So I mean, who knows how long it'll last? Who knows if it'll have any type of impact? But I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, I mean, y'all not surprised that he writes his own speeches? Like, I was like, I feel like out of everything y'all told me, like the fact that he said he changed his speech, I'm like, yo, you have a speech to change? Like,
Yo, it's
the
kinda, if you
things,
think about it,
the things you say, like is premeditated.
you know what's crazy is that
You don't go up there and freestyle? You're not freestyling up there every time?
I really thought my man was supernatural up there freestyling his verses. Yeah, I'm like, this is crazy. My man
you know
is
what's
actually
wild
writing this craziness.
is that Donald Trump got his own bars. And Drake got mad ghostwriters, but Donald Trump, that's Donnie's bars.
That's Donnie's bars.
That's Donnie's bars, boy. Like that's
Golden bars.
crazy.
Got golden bars like the kicks, boy.
Like it's like it's like having somebody ghostwrite for you. It's like, nah, I don't need that. But Donald, you're not nice with it. Don't tell me what I'm not nice with, boy. I got bars. I've been doing this for years. And just goes in the booth.
I am whatever you say I am. And if I wasn't,
that's crazy, bro. Like
oh man.
Divine intervention. I mean, listen, man, like
look, believe in what you believe
God
in.
is good.
Believe in what you believe in. But those
God
situations is right by his ear. Believe what you want to believe in. But if that was you, you definitely start feeling like God's favorite. If you were that close to an assassination attempt and just walked away with a nicked ear, yeah, you're gonna be feeling like you one of the ones.
Or if it's all staged and now he's changing up his tune.
Oh, it's on stage and this is his rollout for spiritual. Donnie,
he already got the album cover ready to go. You feel me? He got the album cover. People got the t-shirts on deck already. Like, come on.
This is sick presidential rollout, yo.
Yo,
this is the Don Dada.
The Don Dada.
Yeah. How come no one's made it? Nah, that's his nickname now. He's Don Diva.
Yeah.
Don Diva.
Don Diva now.
Yo, how come no one's done that? That's crazy.
It's gonna be like the album that was gonna be called Trump Plan. Come on, man, let's do this.
50 performed Get Rich or Die Trying with the Trump meme, where it's like Trump's face instead of 50s.
Honestly, he'd get my vote if he walks out to at the RNC, if he walks out to Many Men. Like, that's it.
He'll never get my vote. And I feel like this is getting shot. Cool. We reported on this when it happened, so I had like a little different opinion. I was like, he won. Da da da. I've had time to reflect. I had time to think. I think this is the time you put your foot on his neck. Right now, you put your foot on his neck. I had a little bit of this on Friday or Saturday whenever it happened, where it was chickens come home to roost. Like you did this, homie. Like, this is you. But I like Charlemagne, man. Can we talk about Charlemagne the God, bro? Charlemagne's first, responses to stuff are just like, y'all might not like him or certain things he does, but sometimes he got some insight, bro. You know what I mean? Like he said, when people are upset that certain people, were making jokes or taking light of the attempt, Trump made light of when some people try to take Nancy Pelosi's husband's life. Like, big homie, this is you. You put this energy out there. This is everything that you put, all that hate that you spew, all that venom that you throw in, all that venom that you throw out in the world. Yeah, that joint, this is what you asked for. This is what you want. It's here, papa. Like, this is like, it's gangster outside sometimes. If you want to be negative and you want to be angry and you want to talk all that tough talk you talk, it's gonna come back around. It can't be unity only when you get hurt. It should have been unity when they attack your opposition. When they're saying take Hillary to jail or take Biden to jail for nothing, really. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they used to chant. I don't know if y'all remember. Before the whole immunity thing, they used to chant like take them to jail, whatever. Instead of like capitalizing and trying to like be like the man in that moment, you should do what McCain did. Y'all remember what McCain did? McCain was running for president, He was
Wow.
Obama's. He was
Dang, he was mad.
he was Obama's opposition, the Republican
Yeah,
opposition at that time.
yeah.
Somebody said something stupid in the audience, something like, "Do you believe like he's Muslim or something like that, or like it's bad for the country or whatever?" And McCain was like, "Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on." He was like, "None of that." He was like,
I remember.
"That is a man. That is a family man. That is a good man. We just disagree on policy. That's it.
Right. Yeah, I remember that.
I don't
Wow.
got no,
You
I don't
just
got no smoke for him. All that
right.
venom that you got, I don't got that. That's what you're supposed to do. But
Yeah.
I realize, and this is the truth right here, yo. I realize most of the people that identify with Trump, it's because they see a little bit of themselves in them. And the average American male or the average American female is a failure and a liar. A lot of us are liars. A lot of us, we portray to be something, and then we know that we're not really that. And that's why when they see Trump, they don't be like, "Oh, he don't tell the truth." No, they be like, "That's me. I always say I'm the best, but I
Yo,
don't
no
know what
lie,
I'm
bro.
doing."
What's crazy is that it's crazy you bring this stuff up because definitely a lot of supporters and stuff like that of him, you can see that. You can definitely see that with them. Like I've seen that in them. It's like, wow, you talk like him. You act like him. Like this is you in the mirror. Like it's
Like
crazy you bring
he
it up.
recently got shot, right? But we saw the injury. But he's gonna say, he's gonna say that the doctor told him, "Wow, I've never seen anything like it." A doctor? A doctor who has seen possibly everything? He probably see people die from shots. Bro, is that a wound in the ear? I've never seen anything like that. It's
Wow.
incredible you survived the earshot.
Let's
It's
also
incredible.
but
And it's just like I feel like people see that, and instead of people calling BS, they go, nah. My gym teacher, he said I could have went pro. He said he never seen a man run like that before. So
never seen anything like it.
they see themselves in them, bro. And that's
Yeah, they imitate the hate, they imitate the negativity, they get riled up by all of these things, and
but
yeah,
as
yeah,
a
absolutely
politician,
right.
you're supposed to be the moral high ground.
You are,
Like
you're supposed to be
you're
the
supposed to
example of
tell.
that,
It's
but
almost like
that's the thing.
the leader of a base, right? You're supposed to. Imagine if Joe Osteen came out the mall and he just started like, saying wild stuff, and his base, followed it. Like it's all the onus is on Joe Osteen to be an adult. You know what I mean, and
Yeah,
not say outlandish things like, they send their murderers and their rapists, like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
yeah, no, absolutely. But at the same time, this is the reaction that Trump is having is not necessarily surprising to me. I just wonder if it's gonna stick, especially with everyone that's surrounding him and in his ear too. Um, I think it is a bit. I just want to hold on to the moment because I do think it is a big deal for him to use words such as unity. I changed my speech from attacking Biden to unity and all of that stuff. Yeah, that was crazy. Like right, right in the camera. Uh, but yeah, like for him to say that he's taking Biden out the speech basically, and taking this time to unify the country and speaking all of these, very spiritual thing. And there's this reporting that he's acting real different. I do think it's a moment to be hopeful that possibly something. I'm not saying that anything's going to actually change or whatever, but the possibility of it, you know what I mean? Could this be a different direction for him? You know what I mean? But at the same time, before the shooting, because what this definitely did is it humbles you. As an event like this, it humbles you like crazy, and but it only is doing that now because he had a near-death experience. Before this, man's is on top of the world. And a selfish person, when he sees other people being beaten down, he just stands on that. You know what I mean? he's been all about him. So yeah, he's gonna talk about the Nancy Pelosi thing. He's gonna talk all this negative thing, and he's gonna have all this hate, all this and just look at how he could build off of the misfortune of others and spin it to his benefit. That's what he's going to do, because he's that selfish and self-centered, and he's all about his own branding. Now, an event like this might be bringing him down to a human level. I just, like I said, I just hope it sticks. That's the thing. I hope it sticks. I did want to mention something that, because you spoke on which I really appreciated everything you shared on, coming home to roost and all that, everything that Malcolm X has said. The first thing I thought of when this whole thing happened was how people were already like basically martyring Trump, like a shot in the way I saw people talking before I saw anything was I thought he legit got like shot in the body or something like that. Yeah, or possibly killed, or like more severely injured. Unalived. Yeah. But it wasn't. And then I could only help but think like, man,
I think that's only a TikTok thing saying unalived.
Oh, is it? Okay. But then I thought more about it. It's like, I thought about the fact that you have all these people that if this assassination actually, went through the way that the shooter wanted it to, you might have all of his base just like, oh, they killed all of these things and martyring him. How could people do this? All of these things, the outrage that would have came from this, I think would have been crazy.
I don't think so. I disagree strongly.
Really? I think that his base would have been.
They're decentralized. Once he's gone, it's like cutting the head off a snake. Once he's gone, they're decentralized. There is no one on this planet. To Trump's credit, he is one of one. There is no one on this planet that they would follow like him. When he goes, he's like Genghis Khan. When he goes, when he dies, the day that Donald Trump dies, that unless somebody from here to then can step up as like the heir to the throne, none of his kids are. He's so egotistical and narcissistic up until this point that he hasn't let anyone be second banana. Who am I?
What are you saying?
Pause.
Yeah, but pause. But yeah, he hasn't let nobody be man B. You know what I mean? He's the head honcho, and that's it. Even in wrestling, right? Even in wrestling, Vince McMahon as a character is narcissistic, but even there, he propositioned this family as executives, right? So we knew his daughter, and we knew his son, and we knew Triple H. I don't know why I'm using the wrestling metaphors today, but there is one
word.
His base won't support Ivanka the way they support him.
Of course,
and she's by far the brightest of all his children. The sons don't have the capability to lead.
Not at all.
They drop the ball every chance that they can get.
They don't have the.
So let's get nepotism out of here. So who else does that leave? Does that leave the people close to him? Who's close to him?
So I wasn't even going down that profile.
So no one can centralize them. It'll be chaotic. You probably would have seen a few killings, a few issues, but it would have quelled down over time and with military pressure.
Right. Now I agree.
That Civil War thing you hear, that wouldn't have happened. They don't have a brain once he's gone.
I completely agree with you, and I do agree that that's how it would play out. There would be an initial outrage. There would be an us versus them going on, but I do think that you cut the head off and the body dies. Absolutely. But I more so mean like how the martyring and stuff like that. There's this aspect where I looked at it and I couldn't help but feel like, think of the majority of his base the majority of people that think like that, like him and stuff like that, people that follow him love his rhetoric and all of that. And personally, I couldn't feel like if that would have happened and be like, yo, yeah, how does it feel to have your hero die? How does it feel to have all this hope that of what you think a an America rescued would look like? How does it feel to have all of that squash? Because all
Well,
I could think
you know,
about was the many people who have been killed prematurely,
you
um,
know, I got to
like
respond to
like
something you said.
like the Malcolm X's, like the MLKs, Fred Hampton, all of that stuff. Like it's just like, oh, you have one of yours die now, like you have one of yours assassinated, you all of that hope and all of that is down the drain, right? How does it kind of how does it feel,
So
to have that go through you? I don't know if that's a crazy statement for me.
I get
That's
what
all
you're
I'm
saying.
thinking about.
I get what you're saying. Where it's like,
Mhm.
as a community, we've suffered, and I say we. If some black people get offended, I apologize. But like me and Joe spoke all the time, Black American culture is the culture that we are most familiar with, right? So
Mhm.
we, since the beginning of time on North America, have suffered tremendously, right? And the '60s saw a decade of assassinations. Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, McGavers, right? You know,
Mhm.
and even now, even they might not be political people, but you see the police get away. They basically have immunity when they kill uh, black men or black women, right? Like, even vigilantes, just like the dude who killed Trayvon, but also police. So I get the feeling of how does it feel like when it's one of theirs, right? Like
Mhm.
what they would do. Here's the thing though, that's a false equivalency because our outrage is justified, right? Like Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they were hopes. They were real hopes for real disenfranchised people. There was an actual civil rights fight to be had. You know, before Malcolm showed up, there were laws that prevented you from going to certain schools, from buying property in certain places. This isn't like made up. This is real. You couldn't go to a white school. You couldn't live in a white neighborhood, right? These were real obstacles,
Yeah.
and they were real hope. So that was real hope you killed. Malcolm was
Yeah.
going to go to the United Nations to try to bring about crimes of humanity against this country for what they've done to its black citizens. That's real hope. He was creating alliances in Africa to hold the United States accountable. Real hope, mobilizing people, not in the military way, in the way that we should be now, which is to vote as a block to come together. He was mobilizing people. The Southern Baptist wing was mobilizing people. They were coming together. Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were meeting in the middle to come together to be stronger,
Yeah.
and they killed them. The Black Panther Party was doing the same thing. They killed Fred Hampton. They really killed hope. The
Yeah.
people who support Trump don't have any oppression towards them. They
No, you're
don't.
right. You're
There is
right. It's
no one
just
is stopping you from. You're just mad that
yeah.
these are the things that get them mad. You're mad when black people remind you that for 400 years they built this country with no compensation and allowed this country to have the economic stability it did during that time because free labor is an
Yeah.
amazing resource. So
Yeah.
you get mad when that's brought up and people want to
Yeah.
talk about reparations, and then you get mad when we talk about how after the Civil War, after the Emancipation Proclamation, it was still racism. It was still laws that prevented black people from succeeding. They don't like that.
Right.
I know they don't like women. They don't like when you talk about the right to have an abortion. They don't like women being Secret Service. I've seen it all all week.
Yeah.
I've seen them call them DEI hires. I've seen the holster videos. I've seen all types of stuff. They don't
Right.
like that. They don't like that transgenders can play sports.
Yeah.
Like, these aren't real oppression. This is not oppression.
No, it's not. It's not. They don't like when they see a black Little Mermaid. They they don't. Yeah, it's what they're doing to me.
The thing is, the one thing that they are experiencing that is real is that the middle class is the working class is being attacked, right? But it's being
Absolutely.
attacked by corporate.
It's always been though. Yeah, it's always
attacked by
been
the oligarchs, and we all feel it.
by
The
Trumps. By
by the
Trumps. It's been
by the Trumps.
yes.
The inflation you feel, we feel.
Right.
The
Yeah.
fact that your son can't buy a home, our kids won't buy homes. You can't afford to live. We
I
can't
didn't
afford to
hear you
live. And it's more.
Yeah.
It's more for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
But
not the same. It's not the
no,
same.
it's not. And no, it's not. It's a false equivalency. And you're right to point that out, making that clear, because you're absolutely right. You know what it is from in my mind, though? They've never had one of these. They've never had anything close to this. So it's this aspect of you've never had the until Martin gets back. I'm gonna just so it looks a little better. You've never had one of these type of heroes. You've never had the need for it. You know, you've never felt like you had the need for it. Now it's only in a situation where you feel like you don't have a voice. You feel like you're being cornered. You feel like, oh, these libs and all these things, oh, they're changing my America and all this stuff. So, but now this guy comes through. Trump comes through, and some very because I'll always say, the Democrats, every time a Democrat has gotten voted historically, they've absolutely ignored middle America, infrastructure, jobs being taken, all of that. They have. Okay. So a lot of this is in part due to Democrats also. But at the same time, yes, they absolutely have.
Did Obama ignore middle America?
Obama did not focus on middle America as much as he could have. Absolutely.
Sure.
Yes, I'm unless you got something else to bring up from what I've learned, from what I've looked into, and I could be wrong. Because I'm not a political guy like that, but one of the main reasons that you produce a Trump and you win these swing states is because the Democrats, after they take those swing votes and make these promises that they never fulfill on, they're forgotten. And you have big companies like Amazons and stuff like that are shutting down those mom and pop shops, taking away jobs from factories, all of those things. And this is the same areas where people are dying from, you get people get hooked on fentanyl and things like that. Those are the same things that you're talking about.
I gotta disagree with you because I feel like the Affordable Care Act, if you look at the statistics, they are the ones who mostly benefited from the Affordable Care Act, and the Republicans were against it. And he fought tooth and nail for them to get the best version available. Like it's, they call it Obamacare, but statistically, it benefits them. They have more coverage, they have better coverage than they ever had. They just hate it because he's black.
No, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. They absolutely hate it because he's black, 100%. But I'm not just.
So, because he also got us out of a financial crisis.
He absolutely did.
Economic recovery, and that might not be specifically to them, but it does help them. And he also, I just looked it up because I know he did. He had agricultural and rural development plans.
Yeah. No,
he had financial. He took measures to financially support farmers and promote sustainable agriculture. The USDA under Obama focused on rural development programs to improve infrastructure, housing, and community facilities in rural areas. Yeah.
Okay. What year was that? And how progress? No, I'm just wondering because what year was that? What progress was made? Because what I'm telling you is that like a Trump doesn't just come up out of nowhere if they're
It's because
pleased
he's
with the stuff
black.
they want. No, it is absolutely it is.
That's the thing. That's at the core of it. He did as a president. He did a lot. The things that you could. There are things you could criticize Obama for.
But they still gave him the vote. They
But
still gave him the vote.
The things, I think it was because more people showed up than the people that didn't want him.
No, but if you didn't win states like Iowa and stuff like that, you're not winning the election, even if you get the popular vote. That's why Trump won over Hillary. It wasn't because of the popular.
That's not why Trump won over Hillary.
He didn't win the popular vote. He won the states, the electoral votes.
Yeah, every state is individual. I think there's a few that split up delegates differently. Electoral votes differently. But every state is its own battlefield. I get that. But what I'm telling you is that these people don't care about the stuff that it's not a fact of fiction thing. It's a branding thing. They was mad when my son had a tan suit.
Yeah, that was wild.
It don't really got to do with it. He listen, when this all said and done, Obama was one of the better presidents we've ever had.
Absolutely.
Republican or Democrat. The one knock that I actually have on Obama is that for 8 years, he tried to compromise with people who hated him.
Yeah.
And he gave them that false sense of superiority that they have as a party.
What about the drone strikes, though?
Yeah, the drone strikes too. Like there's
foreign policy is tough for me to get into because the fact that you have clean water at any moment is something to do with the fact that we are absolutely global tyrants.
Yeah, but then you have certain states that have gone years and years without clean water and has been poisoning their whole community, and they've been ignored by our government as well. Look, all I'm saying is that I don't confuse the media with the actual voters either in this. All right, like yes, they're mad at him for a tan suit, but the thing is that the same people that, even though they're getting their news from Fox News and all that stuff, there's still people that have been going through a lot of issues in these states, and I'm not giving them a pass, and I'm not excusing. I'm not saying that there's no racism involved in here either. I'm just saying that the Democrats historically have not pulled through on their promises.
But that's not. And what I'm telling you, that's not true for Obama.
Okay,
that is. Obama literally, as president, while Obama was president, literally, gay marriage became legal.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't codify abortion, which he should have.
Roe v. Wade.
He didn't. But that was on the table. That was something that was considered. That's real change.
Yeah.
He restructured the way that healthcare is in this country with the Obamacare. There were real changes that were made that he promised. There are some things that he promised that he
didn't come through. He didn't pull through.
I do think that we're overlooking certain things. Some very practical things in that, but I'm willing to table that for now because I don't have the stats in front of me or anything like that. All I'm saying is that over the last during the last election, I spent a lot of time looking into these things, and I don't remember the specifics, but I do know that there is a history that you don't just come up to a Trump. You know, if things are good, you don't, and it's not only
if Obama was.
But I thought that Trump became who he was because of who he incited or who he evoked. He spoke to
a lot of people in these states.
Okay.
There was a lot of people in these states where that their jobs were being taken, where they did feel forgotten.
Yeah, where were their jobs taken? Who took their jobs?
It was like industry jobs. It was like the Amazons and those things, like jobs like that.
How do Republican policies stop that?
There's absolutely ways to manage that. That's why you haven't been able to have an Amazon in New York until just recently. For years, We wouldn't
Right.
allow an
That's not what I
Amazon.
asked you. I said, how do Republican policies
Oh, I'm
stop?
not defending Republican policies. I'm talking about what the image and speaking to the desire of people and their and speaking to their hopelessness and how they've been forgotten and things like that. And that's one thing that Trump did immensely well. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they were coming through for them at all. Not at all. I'm not out bailing out the Republicans with this.
Trump is the perfect
But-
political darling for a society that doesn't value intellectualism.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna say it as eloquently as he did, but I agree.
but let's not forget though. Yeah, but let's not see. But that overlooks the fact that they haven't had the infrastructure. You know,
What are you talking about?
A lot of these places, the rural places,
the places where the Republicans are governors,
right?
Those places, those are the ones. So this is the thing,
red
though.
states. Yeah,
so this is the thing, though.
I'm not
do you
talking.
do you know what the cognitive dissonance is that those places are ran by the party that you support, and then you go, oh, the great hope is from that party?
Yeah, the manipulation is real, but the point is that there is a distance between them and knowledge and stuff like that, because half of them still have dial-up. They don't even have access to internet. Yeah, a lot of these rural communities in middle America that we don't think about, they don't have access to the best education. They don't have any of that. So there's a distinct difference. People just don't choose to be stupid every time. I'm just pointing that out. That's all I'm saying. But absolutely, the manipulation tactics and all of that, the media, all of that is extremely real. No party has succeeded. I'm against all parties. That's why. All I'm talking about is the optics. That's all I'm saying. And they've never had this savior. They've never had this image of a savior that could possibly be killed the way that you have for like the Malcolm X's, Martin Luther King's, Fred Hampton's, Medgar Evers, all of that. It's I'm talking about the image specifically. And they've never had an opportunity for one of their heroes to be taken. So that's all I'm saying is like this idea of like, yo, yeah, how does it feel now? How does it feel? Even though it's a false equivalence, because it's not the same thing at all. That's all I was trying to point out.
Yeah, but I feel like when you criticize specifically the Obama administration, unless you have like specific criticisms, like if it's the drone strikes, that one I don't touch on that, but I get those sentiments. But the other stuff it just feels like right wing talking points because Obama tried to keep everybody happy. He knew who he was. He knew he was the first black president, so he was trying to make the best decisions that was for both aisles.
Look, I could be wrong, and I'm not trying to besmirch the legacy of Obama at all. Like that's not what I'm trying to do whatsoever. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that because I can't bring you any facts.
Don't underestimate.
I don't have the links or anything like that. I'm telling you the things that I learned during the last election.
Don't underestimate that good old American racism.
No, you're right. But the thing is, I got all this news not from right wing or anything like that. I don't get my news from that. I got these. You know where I get my news from, so it's not anything like that.
One of your favorite news personalities is a right winger.
No, the network, he leans right, yes, but he's very critical of the right also.
I've watched him. He's pretty conservative.
Yeah, he is conservative.
You're talking about the one with the one that has the right leaning person and the left leaning person, and they're like,
yeah.
You talking about that joint? I forgot what it's called. Boiling Point, something like that.
Yeah.
Breaking
Point.
Yeah.
Boiling Point.
I
used to watch.
It's also AP News and stuff like that too. It's not just. It's not just.
And I watch conservative channels, so it aligns with the conservative like talking points. Like they'll bring it up.
Yeah, I'm. I don't think it aligns that well. Though I don't think it's like a copy and paste situation here.
I think this is a good question though. Who do you think? Which president you think did do a great job, and how come? And how come? These newer presidents are not learning from them.
Me personally, I mean, I'm in agreement with Kano. In my lifetime, it's probably been Obama. That's like in every way too, because he had immense pressure. Also being the first black president, so the what Obama's done is incredible. I don't think he's immune to criticism though. I don't, and I don't think that, and I think you can critique without, um, burying his legacy. So, um, I don't know. I can't answer the second question because I think it's the same thing. Like we're stuck as a country. Our government is stuck. Both sides of the party are stuck. They've been stuck. This isn't working. This political structure is not working. It needs to be done away with. We can't continue to do this. It wasn't meant to be like this. We're one of the few in the world that do this. So I don't know what the answer really is why they haven't learned. I don't know. They still haven't taken Biden down. They still haven't unanimously called for Biden to step down. In fact, now that the Trump assassination has happened, apparently Democrats are talking about how they're standing down on the whole calls for Biden to step down. And there's reports of them just like resolving to the fact that he's the nominee and resolving to the fact that some people saying like, well, there's a report of one person who's like a head Democrat or something like that, where he apparently made a statement of resolving to a Trump victory. So yeah. Yeah. So I can't answer the question, and we're making a terrible mistake, even right now. So yeah, we got really off track.
I feel like
I think it's
we
crazy.
did. I have other questions. Maybe I'll just ask those questions later. But yeah.
What were you gonna say, Jay?
Can't focus. No, I think it's crazy that they've just accepted defeat.
Yeah. Apparently, the day of the shooting, there's young Democrats or whatever has had this Zoom call with Biden, and it apparently went horribly well. It went horribly. And talking to him about stepping down.
It's hard.
Him.
It's really hard to believe. This is okay. This is the part where I'm envious of the right. This is the part where I'm envious of Trump and what he's able to do, right? Trump can take anything in this world, right? Make it sound super important, get passionate about it, right? And then rally his supporters, and they show up for him. They're there. They're like an army. Like, they're there. And that's the part I get jealous of, because it's like, man, who is here? Nobody is a G on this side. Like, nobody is keeping it real and going, yo, we can't just give up. If we lose, we lose. But you don't give up. How you give up? You are the most pathetic, saddest excuse for a party ever. Ever. Like, homie, you got to get Biden out of here because he's not going to win. We know he's not going to win. You get him out of here. Okay? You might still have a chance with with Harris. Let's go with Harris. Let's run Harris. But let's be for real about it. Let's be passionate. Let's get behind that campaign. And like, let's really try to go for the win. And
yeah, no lie. If you want to,
if we lose, we lose. The only time I ever felt that in this party was when Bernie was up. It was passion and people we was canvassing.
I do remember that.
We was volunteering to canvas.
I'm not the politics guy, but when I remember Bernie coming out, bro, it was that I felt like it had the same kind of energy that Trump supporters were having. Nobody could talk bad about that man Bernie, bro.
That's why the Democrats don't stand a chance. Y'all don't got no passion. They got passion on that side.
If you want to talk about mistakes, that's one mistake that they have not learned from. They didn't learn it during the Obama administration. They haven't learned it since.
They didn't learn.
That's the whole party.
Hillary. They were going to run Hillary.
Who was running the PR when Obama was running? Who was doing the PR when Obama was president? I'm telling you, bro, like the optics, like you couldn't tell me that is like the dopest president.
Right. But that was just him.
What worked in Obama's favor is he was one of the best political speakers that I think we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And that he just swept everyone off their feet whenever he spoke.
Even the House Speaker.
I'm gonna let y'all know. Every time I try to be like, yo, man, what an intellectual. And like maybe I think I lasted like 30 minutes at his state. I think it's state of address.
Hey, yo.
So, hey, yo, for real, yo, pause. Yeah, for real, pause.
Martin heard Trump speaking. He was like, I'm not supposed to like that, but yeah.
Yo, Trump speaking? Trump speaking, man. First of all, Trump is not like this is what I'm saying. Like who thought that he does his own speeches? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild. But it's whatever. It's whatever.
You know who Trump reminds me of? What's the rapper Russell, right?
Yeah.
Russell. Yeah.
Is he a rapper?
It reminds me of that, where it's like it don't gotta be the hardest bars, and it's not the best thoughts, but it's that delivery, man. It's the way he delivers it. People love it. He's Russell.
I thought you was about to say, you know who Donald Trump reminds me of? You know the guy that does The Apprentice? Donald Trump, yeah, that guy knew what he was doing.
You fired.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Yo, can we talk about Cam and Mason, Jay Prince for a little bit?
Yeah, definitely.
I sent it. Do you have it?
I have everything you sent. Mace.
Divine intervention.
You sent it in the chat on IG.
Yeah, where do you want to send to?
All in one place. You be scattering these joints.
Where do you want to send to though? Because I can resend it now. Where do you want it? Pause.
I got it.
That was crazy. Wow. Partner still spending money from 88. What?
Oh man, that was gay.
I didn't hear him. I was rapping. Oh.
I was asking him what's the best place to send the video, and I was like, where do you want it?
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I was wild.
So let me preface this a little bit. So Shakur Stevenson is a boxer who signed to Jay Prince's sports management company. He recently had a fight, and Cam and Mace were critical of how boring his fight was. And that's not just something Cam and Mace was saying. The entire Twitter sphere was like, wow, this is a boring fighter. And Shakur Stevenson is trying to position himself to be one of the premier boxers in and around his weight class. He wants to be like Tank, like Ryan Garcia, but they was critical. They said he's too boring of a boxer. Nobody's gonna watch that. So Jay Prince responded. He said something like, haters is going to pause the video because it's playing. Haters are gonna hate.
I gotta restart it anyway. Well,
Okay.
you know what? Yeah, I'll read.
Jay Prince said something like haters are gonna hate, and he called Kim and Mace out personally. He said, "I'm talking to you, Kim and Mace." He was like, "I'm Shakur's manager, so I'm taking all bets. So I'm covering all bets or something like that." And this was Mason Cameron's response to that. Mind you, Jay Prince, in case you don't know, is supposed to be hip hop's boogeyman. He's supposed to be the Houston boogeyman. You're supposed to be scared of him. So
Yeah, a lot of people are. All right.
I got this one. You gonna take all his fades and take all his shots and you handle everything out the ring. All right. So then we talking to you then, all right? We starting with you. Since you the big homie, we starting with you. That's how it goes around here. I want to just start off by saying you are so like lacking self-awareness. Like when you give such a lackluster performance and then you think you can make threats to people because you gave a lackluster performance, pause. You don't have the right to tell me what I should like or to tell Cam what he should like. That's not your place. Like art is subjective, right? So if art is subjective and I don't like something, you can't really get mad at us because we don't like something. And you're standing there with two Hall of
All right, go ahead.
I got this one. I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real. All that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little niggas, so we don't even respect big homies. I know Killer doesn't. And for me, I never respected niggas in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. Niggas would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this nigga? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a little, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mace, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Around here, we don't send niggas to do nothing for us. We don't pay niggas to handle our problems.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put in your own workaround. I don't get what you failed. You failed. I'm telling you this. And I stand, my name is Mace. I stand by this message.
Let me explain something to you, bro. Mace said it exactly like you 60, nigga. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you line Young Boy NBA up, why the fuck you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young Boy NBA told y'all niggas eat a dick. This is what he said. This is what Young Boy NBA said. Wack 100 was the most disrespectful. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat the shit Wack 100 said. Mad disrespectful. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard this. The first time Drake is be going viral. You bugging, James. You bugging, my nigga. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't know what bet you talking about or all that other slang then. Bet it. Whatever bet you talking about, bet it. I don't know what bet it. Bet it. You want to bet it? I don't know what to bet it.
Before we even move on from this, I gotta ask, do you guys feel like there's a beef? Because there's literally a full-on article, even from Billboard, talking about, the Shakur versus Mason Cameron beef explained, giving timeline and timestamps and posts. Do you guys even feel like there's a beef, or you guys really feel like it was never that big of a deal?
No, I don't think it was a beef at all. I think we're gonna continue to do exactly what we do. Before we slow down, we're gonna pick up the speed. We're definitely not slowing down for nobody. Anything come across this desk, we are responsible to tell the truth and to tell it exactly the way it is. We're
This be going viral.
All right.
yeah, so that happened.
So Shakur Stevenson was the most watched boxing main event ESPN aired in 2024. Average audience on the network was over a million, peaked at 1,200,000.
Read what Jay Prince said though.
Okay. Let the haters say that he's boring and nobody wants to watch him. Sorry to tell you, it's just a select few of you haters. As you can see, there's proof that he has the #1 ratings in any fight on ESPN this year and the top 3 ratings since 2022. And to all of you haters who want to escalate the hate outside of the ring, I'm Shakur's manager and I handle all his business outside of the ring. In other words, Cam and Mace, I will fade all his shots and take all bets.
Was that a threat?
It definitely was.
That's what it sounded like. And then he got the energy he wanted right back.
Wow. I wish I
mean, like, yo, Jay Prince is from where?
Houston.
Yeah, man. I don't know if you want to mess with the New York boys, man. I don't know. I don't know if you want to mess with Harlem World.
Well, here's the thing, though.
If there's anybody in New York you really want to go to war with, is nobody in Harlem World. I mean, like, yo, I love Brooklyn, but that's Harlem.
You tripping? I think Harlem dudes call Brooklyn dudes to handle their situations.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I really do think Brooklyn is the we are the borough that people go
Even
to.
the Bronx?
Nah, hold up. Some of them Bronx legends. Some of them
Brooklyn
Bronx
dudes
legends,
don't even go to the Bronx, bro.
some of them Bronx legends is really Brooklyn dudes. Like Pirata is really a Brooklyn dude.
Yeah, some. You mentioned a name.
Mario Machete is a Brooklyn dude.
Fair. I promise you though, there's nothing you could tell me that Brooklyn does not. We don't like the Bronx, but like not like as a hate. We're not with that. We be saying, yo,
it's
that's
the
a
same
Bronx
kind of energy
thing.
the Bronx give Brooklyn.
I feel
It's
like
the same energy.
y'all have y'all ever hung out with Bronx people? Because Bronx people was just Brooklyn people.
Nah, you wildin', boy.
I went to
They're
BMCC.
different. They
No,
different,
they not.
boy.
They just like us.
Nah, they different. Boy.
Matter of fact,
They're not
out
like
of all
us.
the boroughs,
They're not
out of
like
all
us.
of they just like us. Out of all the boroughs, Harlem,
They
Harlem is
are
different.
us.
You
They
can
are
tell Harlem is
us
different. Harlem is flashier. They
on
even talk
steroids.
different. They a little different. Harlem is different. Queens dudes and Staten dudes have always been different. Like you could tell a Staten dude, you could tell a Queens dude. Brooklyn and the Bronx are the most similar of both boroughs. If I brought you Bronx heads and I brought you Brooklyn heads and I didn't tell you who was who, you wouldn't be able to distinguish them.
Please, boy.
Promise you.
The louder one is the Bronx dude.
Yeah.
Promise you. The louder one is the Bronx dude.
The three of us.
You see how loud I'm talking? They talk louder than me, boy.
The three
right
of us
now.
is loud, bro.
And we talking and this is their
three of us
regular
is
voice. Like
loud.
my yelling voice is their regular voice. I know a Bronx person when I see one, boy.
The only way you might could tell is because our slang is a little different. Like once she start going, is you dumb? You like, damn, you from what? Like I don't know. You from what's the Fordham? You from
Yonkers?
No, that's not the Bronx though. Yonkers not the Bronx.
Yeah, that's
good.
But
yo,
I'm telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you right now. The moment, like I know when I know a Bronx.
You might could tell from a little bit of the slang, but the energy is the same.
I'll tell you right now,
dude. I drive in the Bronx. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the expressway? I can't be here for long. This is crazy. Nah, dude. And I personally know Bronx dudes.
It's something in their Poland
I will
Spring.
say this though, because y'all both
There's
Flatbush dudes.
Extra in their Poland Spring.
Y'all both Flatbush dudes. Jace, Joe's like a Flatbush dude. Jace, I will say Flatbush East Flat is its own identity in Brooklyn. If I was to take the parts of Brooklyn that most remind me of the Bronx, it's like the East, the Ville, and the Sty. Those are the ones that are most like the Bronx.
But see, here's the thing. I feel like Brooklyn people would talk before they throw hands. I feel like Bronx people, it's like the one time they don't hear something that they don't like, that's it. That's it.
I don't know if that's
it's
true.
it. They go crazy, bro. Like
I don't know if that's true.
they
bro.
go crazy. I think honestly, I think Brooklyn people. I see where you're coming from. I just think that the Bronx people on a different type of time. I've met Bronx people. Bronx people with and this I say this respectfully. They crazy, bro. Like they're crazy, bro.
Yo, but that's how I feel about dudes. That's really how I feel about dudes in the
Crazy,
Ville,
bro.
dudes in Coney Island, dudes in Red Hook. Like they
you
have
think-
Bronx energy.
But you,
Nah,
all right,
why
you know
you-
what? Just
bro,
to
why-
bring it back, to this topic at hand. We all arguing about which borough,
Because now
wild.
I die on that hill. I would die on
Nobody's
that
talking about Houston. Like, I'm sorry, like Houston is wild, crazy. But your boy Jay, like yo, I mean, like yo, don't get me wrong. I
Nah,
don't want no smoke from Jay Prince. I'm not
right?
no
Because that's the
gangster
thing.
dude
Like
or whatever. But I
we
say
can't
this
undermine
respectfully.
Jay Prince here. We like
I say this respectfully. Cam and Mace, they're friends again. Like they're cool. That's a different kind of Harlem world now. Like I just want to let y'all know. Like
no,
it's
it
different.
is. You're right. Nah,
It's
you're
different.
right. And can't at Mace's level of Cam is still an insane human being.
And I will
So-
say again, New York dudes are different. Shout out to Brooklyn. This was a Brooklyn dude, but he was running with them Harlem dudes. You know, Brooklyn and Harlem got that non-trade connection. So it's a Brooklyn dude. When they was beefing, when 6ix9ine was beefing with Chief Keef, a Brooklyn dude in the middle of Times Square hotel, in the lobby of a hotel Times Square, just let it off on Chief Keef. So New York dudes are different.
Yeah.
Like, New York, it's
Like,
a little
yeah.
different.
I just feel like look how
That was a
long it's
Brooklyn dude,
taken-
by the way. That was
Look, like in my head, look how long it's taken for the Bronx to get gentrified. Like I feel like that's a tall tale sign of like, oh man, we'll start over here. There we can handle
I'll
these
say-
over here.
I'll say that might be the only
Over
difference.
there.
That might be the only difference between us and them is that we've been gentrified longer. So like we like lattes and stuff. They not really.
No,
know, They still get their bodega coffee with like they don't put creamers. They just put milk and sugar. You know what I mean?
it's something in the Bronx air, my guy. They go over there, and I think that their skin, the gentrifiers, they haven't learned to adapt to the air in the Bronx.
Yeah, they not.
They got
really
us
gentrified.
though.
I know.
I love
like,
artisanal mayonnaise. Yeah, yo, I enjoy a nice little farmers market pop, like a pop out. Like you walking through the city, and it's like, is that a farmers market?
I tell you,
yes, sir, it is.
Is that
I
milk
love a
pasteurized?
good. Pasteurized?
Yeah.
It's
Wow,
pasteurized.
is that a street fair?
Is that farm grown produce?
Is it apricot season already?
Apricot season already.
Are Trader Joe's next to a Whole Foods? Wow.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
and all these? Okay.
And all these. Nah, you can find all these in the
A
hood.
Brooklyn dude to rob you, right? And then like while he's taking your stuff, he'll be like, "Yo, you should probably get light ice. You should get light ice in your drinks, beloved. They ripping you off." Yeah. Like,
Yo, you know this guy added sugar in it? You know what that's doing to you? Come on.
I'm sorry, yo. I just think I met quite a few Bronx people before, and they different, yo. They different.
Nah, they are. You're not wrong.
They different. But all I'm saying is, Jay Prince, I don't want no smoke with you. I know you get busy, but I don't think you know about New York. And I'm telling you, like, I feel like Cam and Mace would just the two of them. Just walk up like, what's up?
To add to Martin's point, much respect to Houston, much respect to Jay Prince. I'm not trying to disrespect Jay Prince, and I'm not trying to say Houston is soft or whatever. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is when you leave New York and you go to other cities, they have OGs, they have bosses, they have dudes that run the cities. New York don't have it's too many of us. There's no one person that could run a neighborhood, let alone the city.
It's
Because
true.
you got this is how we was born. We was born, you know the song, the song from Biggie, Ninjas Bleed? They bleed
Yes.
just like us. That's how you have to live in New York. You can't fear nobody in New York. You're gonna have a hard time if you scared of dudes in New York. So
true.
especially if you a street dude, because everywhere you go is street dudes. So like that tough, I'm the boss of my clique thing, it don't work in New York. It don't work. And that attitude you got from Mace, that ain't just a Mace thing. That's a New York thing. There's no big homies in New York. We cool and we're good. You disrespect me, I got guns too. You see that with 50. 50 had his beef with dudes. He didn't care what your name was. It's classic New York dude. You know what I'm saying?
I think that is weird. I think it's weird that he's speaking like so strongly about this situation, but has been very quiet with the whole Drake situation, and that's supposed to be like,
Cam said that.
Drake's.
They
Yeah,
didn't really
Yeah.
they didn't really play that part in this video, but Cam
Yeah.
does say that. Cam said that he's always out protecting him, but he hasn't said not a thing about Kendrick. Like I told y'all, the Kendrick thing is iffy. A lot of people say Kendrick don't represent the neighborhood. I saw a lot of West Side Pyrus in that video, and I saw a lot of West Side Pyrus in that concert, and a lot of bounty hunters in that concert. And those is two factions of Los Angeles that I personally would never speak ill about.
Yeah.
That's also another thing. Every time someone says, "Yo, like, let's go to the West Coast," I immediately get like fearful because all I hear is how
Those
crazy
guys
it
are
is.
different. Though they different from us. They shooting you because I got a blue shirt on. They like, hey yo, blood, what's up with bop, 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 bop? Like that's it. Before I even can answer. I mean, them dudes is different over there.
I can't even apologize and go back to my Airbnb to go change shirts. What color can I even wear?
This is how I know LA is crazy. Big U was supposed to be a gangster in LA, and they asked Big U like, "What's the advice you giving for your friends that come?" He's like, "Don't go to the East Side. Like whatever you do, like I don't go to the East Side. Don't go to the East Side, and no one can protect you in the East Side." And I was like, "Dude, that's crazy. That is a wild city."
Like, is it like I keep hearing? I actually got to talk to my coworker that's from the West Coast. I got to ask her, like, yo, is it really that wild?
Imagine going to like an after party, like an after house party on the West Coast.
That's a whole different story. But any last things you want to say about this Cam Mace situation? I guess I had to give my 2 cents. I just like this like I do agree with what Alav is saying and what Cam is saying. It's like like I don't like what happened with we still waiting to hear about Kendrick.
There's one more point that I wanted to ask y'all. No one's ever said this before, so I never actually thought about this until Cam said it. He's 60 years old, sending out like threats. Like I handle everything outside the boxing ring. Like, bro, you should be worried about your Medicare enrollment. Like, like, you know what I'm saying?
You old man.
Like, yo, you really gonna be this tough for like at your old age too? You know, and I get it. I get some people are. I get some people in the mob. You know, Carlo Gambino, he died. The boss of his family. He probably was into some gangster stuff at that age. But it do look weird, right? Like I feel like 60 should be the cutoff for being a gangster. I feel like you could retire now. You don't got to be tough all the time.
You know, question.
Because let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, right? 1-on-1. If they get locked up, if Jay Prince get locked up and they put him in the cell with only one other man, 1-on-1 at 60 years old is a little different, right?
Yeah. Unless I feel like Denzel Washington, the Equalizer.
I love that movie. I love all those movies except the last one.
How old is Denzel Washington, yo?
He's got to be similar age to Jay Prince.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yo,
that's one man I don't want to rock with.
What if you was grandkid, right? And you scrolling Instagram, you're like, oh, Grandpa wilding again. Like, Grandpa, I hate that Grandpa's a gangster.
Oh, nah. He's 69.
He's
Grandpa?
69.
Oh, my gosh.
Who's 69?
Jay Prince?
Denzel Washington.
Oh. Give
That's
me
not
that
surprising
phone,
anyone.
son.
I thought he was younger. I ain't gonna hold you. All right. Any other topics?
Yeah, so we got this here.
I'm gonna break that phone, son.
So,
When a
Kano,
girl,
you mind giving
I hate when a girl I don't like serves.
So Candace Owens, leans right, Trump supporter, critical of all things left. Had a few things to say about the Secret Service and how they set up, or their lack of, they set up for this speaking event at which the assassination attempt took place.
All right.
Telling me this guy was able to walk up with a rifle in his hand and scale a roof, and you don't think the Secret Service, and let me tell you, they get there days before. Let me tell you how a security apparatus is supposed to run. Days before, they get in and they look at every possible angle in which somebody could hurt the president, okay? And I'm not even talking about once you get to the Secret Service. I'm talking about if you just have security in general. Before you speak, they will go, okay, this is the stage. Okay, let me tell you, that right there is a problem. They'll mark that as a spot. That right there is a problem. That part, we need to know who this person is. They'll knock on doors, okay? They got to figure out every possible angle that any individual could potentially get on a roof, because you know what? This has happened in the past. People have been shot from roofs. People have been shot from windows. There was a 0% chance that some random person with a rifle was able to scale a roof, unless there was just an unbelievable failure in intelligence. And you want to know why it's unbelievable? Because I don't effing believe it. I don't believe it.
Oh, wow.
I want the names of the Secret Service agents that allowed this remarkable security failure to go down. Because I don't believe this. I'm done with this. I don't believe this, not for 1 second. Having been around the president, having literally almost watched my husband get shot because he came down the wrong set of stairs at the NRA, screaming at him. And I jump in front of someone like, don't shoot him. That's my husband. And you're telling me they knew he was going to speak and they weren't worried about the roofs?
TikTok.
You're telling me
So
this.
So I what I don't like though? I'm sorry that I have to criticize baby girl here. But I hate that wifey. Yeah, I almost got shot by the Secret Service that time I went down the wrong stairs.
That dang NRA.
But it's my constitutional right to bear arms. But like, mamas, what is you doing for real? Like, why is it that you can't say what's on your mind? Like, why are we being vague? And I know why. It's because you don't want to say what you want. You want to allude, but you don't want to say. Because if you have to circle back and correct it, you go, I never said that. I didn't mean it that way. That's how you took it. Mm-hmm. But right now, you're alluding that this is, and she's gonna say no, right? She's gonna say no, that's not what I'm alluding. But she is alluding. This is a dog whistle. It's a dog whistle, and she's alluding to the base that the Secret Service let this happen because they wanted to get Trump out of here. And who leads the Secret Service? The director of the Secret Service. Who's in charge of the director of the Secret Service? The President of the United States, Joe Biden. You are literally doing the thing that caused this. You're literally giving out the same hateful, venomous energy that caused this political climate. You're still doing it.
You're saying that the boss of the head of Secret Service is the president, the current president.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a federal agency, and that's who has oversight over them. But I say that to say this is a wild insinuation. And she's not going to say that's what she said because she never said it. But it is to some people what she's saying, and
she's
she
alluding
knows
to
that.
it.
She knows that this is nasty. This is dirty. This is nasty. It's disgusting. And you gotta like man up. No pun intended. Woman up, and say what you really want to say. But you won't.
You basically get the feeling that she's essentially saying like,
I don't get the feeling. I'm watching her say it.
That this is on Biden. That either Biden allowed it,
or she might be saying that it's on. Or, and this is why I don't like that she's not being clear, because some people are going to take it that way. Yeah. But what she also could do is save face, but she wants people to take it the Biden route, right? But she still wants to have her escape door to say, no, what I meant was those individual Secret Service officers, if they went rogue in opposition to Trump. That's the route she's gonna go, but she doesn't make that clear. Do you know what I mean? And it's she knows what she's doing. She does this all the time.
Yeah, because essentially she's like Secret Service let it happen type of thing.
Basically, that's the gist of it. But she's not being clear about who she thinks is responsible for that.
Right, but at the same time, she would have to also be insinuating that they knew it was going to happen.
You know?
I don't know if that's true.
Because the thing is that you get what I mean? Like, because the thing is like, if so what they saw the shooter and were like, nah, ignore him. That doesn't make sense either.
I don't know if that's true.
But then I guess it's until
because you don't have to know about it. You don't have to know about it to not do anything about it in the moment.
That's a high pressure job, man. That's a high pressure job, and there's a reason it's a high pressure job. I mean, like, I feel like now I'm listening to you, and like I get where you're coming from, but I mean that you got a point though. Like it sounds like she's gonna. It sounds like and it's not like that she has a point that Joe Biden did, but she has a point in saying like we need the names, we need to fire these people because this is crazy. It's wild that it comes. Like I'm not like all the jokes aside and Trump hating aside, like this shouldn't have happened to him. This shouldn't have happened to him. Like you are in fact a former president. That's your job to take care of that situation, man. And you didn't do it. And it sounds like she has some residual issues, like she has some trauma with that, because they were about to. I mean, maybe she was exaggerating, but they were going to hurt her husband over taking the wrong steps. And you mean to tell me that this guy moseys up on top of a building? You better apologize to my husband. Like that's also what I took from it too. It's like what happened? Like where was that energy before? So like I'm as much as I'm not a fan of Candace Owens, as much as I'm not a fan of Trump, you gotta, a clock can be right twice a day.
Nah, you're right. I do think that there's an aspect of this that
A broken clock.
A broken clock can be right twice a day, right? Thank you.
Because I saw an interview with a guy who's been writing.
Wait, hold up. Can I
reports.
just come and forget this? I think that was a really good point from Kyle. And then I didn't think about it that way. And if your husband almost did get shot just for walking down the stairs, I could see how you could be like, so y'all didn't see the dude on the roof? I could see that. That makes sense. My bad, Joe.
No, you good. No, I was just saying that like I saw this interview with the guy who's been doing like reporting on this for years now, the failures of the Secret Service and multiple failures of the Secret Service. And one of the things that he was saying, like he was like they were running down the list of over the last few decades, like the multiple times that the Secret Service has dropped the ball in some type of way, and calling for like as an institution that it needs to be checked, it needs to be like worked on and changed and stuff like that, because it's been showing itself to be to having like these type of ridiculous flaws for a while. So I don't know. I don't think I do think that there is an aspect of this where it needs to. I think it comes down to the head of the Secret Service specifically, because it seems like even in this situation, like a lot of stuff was given to local authorities when it should have been in the hands of Secret Service themselves. So I don't know. I don't know if I would. You're absolutely right though. She needs to be clearer because she's not. We don't even know exactly what she's talking about, and there's so many ways that you could read into what she's saying. So yeah, but I do think it does fall on the Secret Service and their failures.
Out of any job that deals with security, bodyguard, law enforcement, I don't ever want to be Secret Service because that's pressure. You got to be a different kind of. Like I need to see that guy. I need to see that guy's resume. You know what I'm saying? I need to know. I need to know what the interview process is like.
Pull a gun in your face. You ready to die?
Yes, you're in.
You're in. Good job.
That's that situation is it is. That's what I feel like. That's a lot of the reason why people, and you know what, you have you educated yourself on this alive, so so you're in a better space than most people. But when we think Secret Service, we think like, yo, I'm jumping in front of the bullet for
Think of that movie
your
with
president.
Sinbad.
Yeah, the interviewer said like a lot of people think of it like it's some out of a James Bond movie or something like that.
Yeah, people think like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like that whole it's fake, it's stage perpetuates itself, because it's like when you see the picture of the gentleman that did the deed and got and of that, like you like how could this guy have eluded? He looks young, he looks timid, he looks all like these different things, so opposite of like the Secret Service person. You think they, you would catch this guy before it even happened, but he let off 3 shots.
There is one caveat here that we're not speaking of. It's possible that Trump's team asked for certain changes or accommodations to how the Secret Service runs their security, and it's possible that that led to like this mishap because
Yeah.
Obama is not a liked figure in the whole country. We love him, but there's some people who don't. You know, there's never been an attempt on his life. So I know for a fact that because somebody I know was at an event, not an event, worked in the residence space of an event that he was at, and the Secret Service was there for a week, like making sure no one was in and out. You know what I mean?
Right.
And worked with the NYPD. And then the night of that event, that person that was there said it was the block was locked down, and this was the city. You know, yeah, it's hard for me to believe that they're not taking all the precautions like they would with Biden or with Jill, with the Obamas. You know, I remember reading something from Obama where he was upset because he liked to drive, but the Secret Service wouldn't let him drive, and that was like something he enjoyed to do before presidency.
Right.
But Obama's a sensible man. Obama knows that he can order them to let him drive, but he wouldn't because it puts his security at risk. I'm wondering if there's certain protocols or certain things that, and it wouldn't surprise me if Trump is like, nah, don't do that. You know what I mean?
That is a caveat that we're not talking about. You're right.
I disagree.
Boy, you really Republican today.
No. No, it's just that building that the shooting was on.
Oh my God. Trump.
The thing is,
this try to kill my hope.
My hope. my only hope. All my dreams.
Yo, before you go voting for him, I know we joke a lot. You're not even that white.
I just left dial-up 2 days ago, and now I have Wi-Fi.
When I see you, I can tell you're not European. Just in case you're thinking about going on the other side, like you're visibly not white.
My DNA says otherwise. No, I'm not saying the only reason I'm bringing that up is that I don't.
Nigerian. I'm 2% West African.
That's where they said I'm from.
I'm black. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you don't agree, you're not black.
Oh, man.
Vote for him.
The reason I bring that up is because the building that the shooter was on was the only other building in the entire area. You're not talking about a city area. It's not that far away.
So what do you think happened?
It was a failure of the Secret Service. They just really dropped the ball.
Yeah, they dropped that ball for real. They did.
They like, yeah. It's just it's ridiculous. It does it's they're completely inept. It's that wow. What was that?
Drop the ball.
By the way, I just learned that there was an attempt on Obama's life.
Just now?
No, stupid. No. Back in 2011.
They call homie for homie?
No.
Yo, Obeezy.
Obeezy is crazy. A man was charged with the attempted assassination of Obama in 2011. Ortega Hernandez.
Oh man, come on.
An Idaho man considered President Obama to be the Antichrist. So yeah, he was firing
Yo, I know that we didn't have this on the agenda, but I wanted to share this with y'all because this has been a topic before on this podcast.
Jeez, he
So-
was 21.
So my daughter asked me the other day, and she was like, "Yo, Dad, who's better, Kendrick Lamar or Eminem?" And I ain't gonna hold you. I had to think about it because Eminem means a lot to me. I grew up in the 2000s. Eminem is, whether you like him or not, for me, Eminem is one of the most important rappers of that era.
Oh man, you're so white.
Yeah.
But I
Jeez.
really sat there and I thought about it, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta go with Kendrick, right? Just because album wise, Eminem only got 3 for me that are really good. After that, they get mediocre. Kendrick got 4, maybe 5 if you consider the curated Black Panther joint. And I guess you could give M4 for the 8 Mile soundtrack.
That
But
was a great soundtrack.
but
There's
it's
a-
Kendrick. I think Kendrick is the better lyricist out of the two of them. I think Kendrick has made way more creative songs. I think Kendrick has had more cultural moments, song-wise, musician moments too, and he is also the Pulitzer Prize winner. So I thought about it long and hard, pause, and I was like, Kendrick.
Word.
And then she goes, "Yeah, me and I don't want to say the kid's name. Me and Blank thought Kendrick, but Blank, her other friend, whose name I'm not going to say, is Black, and Samaya is whatever race she identifies as these days. I don't know. But it's non-white." And she was like, "Yo, I told my classmates because all her other classmates said Eminem, and not only did they say Eminem was better than Kendrick, they said Eminem was the greatest rapper of all time." And that was kind of crazy to me because they didn't even live through the Eminem era. Like, it should be Kendrick for you, period. You know what I'm saying? You were 6 when Damn came out, so it should be Kendrick.
Yeah, like what album? What album was like? What's the barometer there? But continue.
But she was like, I told them the only reason you guys think Eminem is the greatest rapper of all time is because you guys are white. And she was like, they got mad at me. She was like, they said I'm being racist, and I was like, damn. I was like, yo, did you come to that conclusion on your own, or you saw like a TikTok or something? And she was like, no, it's common sense. She was like, all the rappers are in the world, and it just so happens that the white kids love the white one. And I was like, nah, I mean that's a real
right,
thing.
Samaya.
I was like, that's a real thing. It's the Larry Bird effect. It's like there's people out there who think Larry Bird was a better basketball player than LeBron James and Michael Jordan. But it's because, Larry Bird was a great player. But it's mostly because he was white.
Right.
Right? Like that's why they say that. And she was like, she was like, nah, I didn't know that was a thing. I just knew that it didn't make sense for Eminem to be the greatest rapper of all time.
Proud moment of a father.
I was proud. I was proud that she came to that conclusion on her own.
Go ahead, Samaya. Now play back this clip from the live to show her your genuine proudness of her. We're all
My
proud
bad.
of you, Samaya.
Proud family.
My bad for littering the podcast with my proud moments.
So
No,
Proud Boys Unite.
this is the
all right.
all the Proud Boys.
Stand back and stand down.
Stand back and stand by.
My bad. Stand by.
Well, anything else?
Oh, real quick, JD Vance is the vice president nominee for Trump.
Right. I did think that's
Advanced refrigeration? Badoosh.
Yep. I thought it's interesting because he popped up into the scene as a never Trumper. In 2016, he was part of that Republican movement that was like, I'm Republican, not a Trumper. And he said that Trump did not stand for the same values that he did. And then somewhere around 2020, he did a flippity-floppity and was like, no, I was wrong. I love Trump. Trump. Yeah. Yeah. And now he's his VP.
Trumpy bumpy.
There's a word I want to say, but I know you guys don't appreciate it. But
he's a punk. He's a BI.
Nah, he's de-eating.
Oh,
crazy.
He's glazing Trump.
Glazy, yeah. JD Glaze.
That's funny.
Alive, you good over there, beloved?
Nah, I was looking for the something about the VP thing, and I saw this TMZ released footage of Thomas Matthew Crooks, the shooter from Saturday, getting bullied.
Yo, don't he look like it's something, not to be funny enough, but don't it look like he's not like all the way there?
Well, you saw that thing where one of his classmates was interviewed?
No.
I don't know if you want to see it now or if I should just get to the VP thing. But basically, yeah, he said that his appearance was one of the things that he was
being made fun of,
bullied on. Yeah, like his appearance, the way he dressed, all that stuff. He sat alone at lunch. He had no social media presence whatsoever. So that's very weird for a 20-year-old. So I just find it weird that they have footage of him again. But I think that one of the things that you're talking about, I think he might have had a cleft lip.
Okay, so I'm just prejudiced.
Because I would, like, my cousin has had a cleft lip, so I could point him out. I think he does from all his pictures. They have to go through multiple surgeries to get it fixed, but usually there's always like the scar left. So yeah, that could be the thing. But let me see if I could get some on the VP real quick, so we can at least get a segment of that.
The Wall Street Journal had a good, and this is not for you to play, but if you guys want to get familiar with them, the Wall Street Journal has a good 6.5 minute video. It's called "Who is JD Vance?" They dropped 7 hours ago, and for me, it was a quick little synopsis of who that man is, because I had no idea.
Yeah, me either. Okay, I only have a picture thing. I don't have anything.
Which, by the way, speaks to what I was saying. There is no one that can replace Trump. We don't even know who his VP is. Like,
no, we don't. Where is this thing? I have someone actually. Oh snap! Richard Simmons died.
Yeah, it was a couple days ago.
Look at that.
Imagine he started crying.
Imagine. Like, hold on, I need a minute.
He helped me get fit.
Hold on, I need a minute, guys.
Oh snap! Richard Simmons died. Yeah, that was a couple days ago.
I gotta do some jumping jacks.
Okay. Okay.
That was my hero.
JD Wentworth.
877 cash now. Yo, can we land the plane though?
I think this is.
The joke. Bolton had a request.
What's that?
Yep.
Somebody who doesn't
how long is this video?
Right about Donald Trump, right? I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
He's the best president of my lifetime, and he revealed the corruption in this country like nobody else.
I can't stomach Trump. I think that he's noxious and is leading the white working class to a very dark place.
I think that he was a good president. I think he made a lot of good decisions for people.
I take it you're not a Trump supporter from what I've read. Am I right? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah. I didn't vote for Trump.
All around, he was a great president. I'm 37 years old. Certainly the best president of my lifetime.
He's young.
Trumpity
So-
Trump.
He's young.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's 39 now. He said that
I mean,
when he was
still, that's
JD
still
Vance.
young.
still
JD
young.
Vance, what made you change your opinion on Trump? Well, he paid attention to me, so now I like him.
Yeah, nah, it probably is that, man. But yeah, that is the VP pick. You know, Trump announced it. He announced it online. He didn't do like a speech or nothing like that. I don't know. I guess, does it worry you guys that it's the person that he picked to be, you know, alongside him for this presidential run is someone that did such a hard flip?
Yeah, I don't like it because if something is to happen to Trump, that's the guy who leads us.
Right, but yeah, like, but what is it about that? You know,
He has
that
no real political identity. He's
Right.
literally a clout chaser.
yeah,
He's political. He's Candace Owens. He's a political clout chaser.
yeah, right. That's a good point.
And
Yeah,
those are
Jefferson
usually
has beliefs. Burr has none.
there we go, a little Hamilton for you. Cano had no idea what you were doing just now. You saw? He saw. He was sitting there.
He's like, why you cut me off?
Yeah, mid sentence is like, and then he's like, "Man's cut me off. I don't even understand what he said."
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
So good. Yeah, I have no more thoughts. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was going to say those people who don't have political identity, those are the ones that are easily influenced by outside think tanks like the Heritage Foundation, because they don't have any real political ideologies, because they're flippy floppies.
This is essentially
They're a pair of chancletas. They're just flip flops.
Good job.
Chancleta.
This is how you get to a Project 2025, essentially.
Yeah, because
Was
that's
that your imitation of Spanish music.
Do it again.
Looks like you was trying to start a fire with your hands.
The man is terrible at imitation. Even his own people, he can't imitate anything. And this man, he just did a trumpet noise. It's not even a Spanish form.
Vamos a votar for Donald Trump.
Yeah, I had a really bad
that
accent for that too when I was trying to. I will vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's
Me too, brother. Me too.
Please stop. Oh,
I like it in Trump because
See,
he's
you
going to send
validated
back. He's going to send back everybody back to their country, so it makes it better for us Americans.
That's actually that's almost pretty okay.
Thanks.
Was that supposed to be it? Was that thanks?
British? Oh, like Donald Trump. Nope, that's not British.
this is
I
bad.
don't think I have a British accent. Yeah?
I don't think you have a Spanish accent either. Don't get gassed because of what he just said.
Yo, can we
Yes.
can we land the plane? I got tacos, and that is not a joke. I gotta eat some.
So
did you order them while we were potting?
Yeah.
Copy.
Oh gosh. How did you do that? Oh, that's why you kept going off camera?
Whoops.
It was on Uber Eats. StreamYard.
Man gotta eat, Joseph.
The only thing I will say is I agree with you on this. Him not having his own political identity, his own focus, excuse me, is terrifying. I don't think is I don't think it's good. But and it's also like your ideology could change that much that quickly and that like in such a drastic manner. It's I think that is, you know, pause for concern. And it's just another thing of like, you know,
clout demon.
It's demon is crazy. But it's
That's
another
nefarious word.
Yeah, it's another example though of him setting up people that you know are just going to be there for loyalty rather than political prowess or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like everybody who's like, I love Donald Trump. Trump's like, that's a good guy.
Yeah,
That is a
I like
good
it.
guy.
He's good.
All right, this has been the Can't Focus podcast.
Nice. Yo, shout outs to the Mass Poppy for
Go Can't Focus. Go Can't
for joining
Focus.
us, even though all he said was truth. I'm really appreciative of that. Because it's all we try to spit is the truth.
Can't focus.
That's why you haven't heard me speak that much, because I don't have a lot of truth in politics. I'm learning as I go along, I guess. But yeah, man, shout outs to you. Shout outs to those who may have popped in and popped out. We definitely love for you guys to hit the like, share, subscribe button on the lives. But of course, be on the lookout on the Can't Focus podcast for the clips that we take from all of this stuff as well. And also, was there anything else? And follow us at Can't Focus POD.
Can't Focus.
And on the TikTok, I think it's Can't Focus POD as well, or maybe it's Can't Focus Podcast. But either way, you type that in, you get to the page. We got our TikTok live and full direct, or is it live and direct?
We got to thank that girl, the girl that got my Instagram private. We should thank her because I realized this would be a perfect opportunity to start doing the reels on the Can't Focus podcast page on Instagram. So I'm gonna start being a little bit more active on the Instagram side.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
With that
we gotta
being
change
said,
the logo, by the way. We gotta change the logo.
Oh
wow!
On TikTok. We gotta update.
Oh right, yeah, it's definitely the old one. Gotta change that. But anywho, with that being said, this is the Can't Focus podcast. We focus on everything and nothing at the same time. I go by the name of Martin Hopeful. You can find me at Martin Hopeful.
What up? It's your boy Live Raps at Live Raps.
What up? It's your boy Kano at Kano Music, aka send me to Columbia, Mr. Trump.
Yeah, I like that.
That was good. That was actually really good.
That was good.
That's an imitation. You see, that's you know.
Yeah, this is the Can't Focus podcast.
How come you can imitate how animated I am, but you can't do that yourself?
Because I felt like I was very animated tonight.
Oh, now you are. Now.
And I want to thank you for taking the time to focus on us. Let's take this argument elsewhere.
Yo, good night.
AKA Kano's never happy.